I'm a 31-year-old guy, writing this from my apartment on Christmas night. I should be at my girlfriend's parents' house right now, eating pie, pretending to enjoy her uncle's terrible accordion performance. Instead, I'm alone, halfway through a bottle of bourbon, deleting 5 years' worth of relationship photos. Let me rewind. We were together for 5 years. Met through mutual friends at a barbecue. Instant connection. Moved in together after about a year and a half. Normal, adult relationship. Or so I thought. Her family, though? Massive. 4 aunts, 3 uncles, enough cousins to populate a small country, and grandparents who still ran everything from their matching recliners. Every holiday, every birthday, random Sundays for no reason at all. There was always a gathering, and I showed up. Every time. I brought wine, helped set up tables, listened to the same recycled stories about her cousin's high school football glory days. I did the boyfriend duties. I put in real effort. But at every single gathering, someone asked the same question. So when are you going to make an honest woman out of her? Her aunts were relentless. They'd corner me in the kitchen while I was refilling drinks. She's not getting any younger. What are you waiting for? Don't you love her? I always smiled, gave vague answers. When the time is right. We're taking it slow. What I never said was the truth. I had already proposed. 3 times. Proposal number 1, 2 years in. Saved for months. Bought a ring. Planned a dinner at her favorite restaurant. Got on one knee. She cried. Said she loved me. Said she wasn't ready. I was crushed, but I understood. We were still young. I waited. Proposal number 2. A year later on her birthday. Upgraded the ring. Rented a cabin. Candles, weekend getaway, the whole thing. I love you so much, she said. But I don't think we're there yet. Please give me more time. More tears. More promises. I stayed. Proposal number 3. 8 months ago. No ring, no spectacle. Just us on the couch. I want to spend my life with you. Will you marry me? She looked genuinely sad. I can't. Not yet. Please don't give up on us. 3 proposals. 3 rejections. And yet, every holiday, her family treated me like I was the commitment phobe dragging their precious daughter along. She begged me not to tell anyone. It's embarrassing, she said. Please just let me handle it. So I stayed quiet, like an idiot. Fast forward to Christmas Eve. 23 people packed into her parents' house. Chaos everywhere. I was in the kitchen grabbing a drink when her 3 aunts literally blocked the doorway. We need to talk, the oldest said. Arms crossed. Judge Judy energy. 5 years, the middle one said. When are you going to propose? What's wrong with you? The youngest added. Something in me snapped. Maybe it was the wine. Maybe it was 5 years of being blamed. Maybe it was seeing my girlfriend laughing across the room while I took the heat again. So I said it. Great question. I've actually proposed 3 times. Silence. First time 2 years ago. She said no. Second time last year on her birthday. She said no. Third time in April. She said no again. Their faces shifted from confusion to disbelief to horror. She asked me not to tell anyone. I continued. So every time you've cornered me, I stayed quiet to protect her. The kitchen went dead silent. My voice had carried. My girlfriend appeared in the doorway. What's going on? The oldest aunt turned to her, ice cold. He proposed 3 times? My girlfriend panicked. He's exaggerating. I have the ring receipts, I said calmly, and the texts where you asked me not to give up. Her mother pushed through the crowd. What is happening? Apparently, an aunt said, your daughter rejected him 3 times while letting us blame him. My girlfriend started crying. I'm not putting this on you, I said. I'm just done being the villain. Her father showed up, confused. Why is everyone staring? Ex-boyfriend, I said, surprising even myself. I think we're done. I grabbed my coat. My girlfriend followed me, sobbing. You can't do this here. You let them humiliate me here for years. I was going to say yes at New Year's. You've been planning for 3 years. I said. At some point, intentions don't matter. Her mother snapped. You owe my daughter an apology. I almost laughed. Respectfully, ma'am, I don't. Merry Christmas. And I walked out. The fallout was worse. 32 texts the next morning. Her mom started a family group chat demanding I apologize. Flying monkeys everywhere. She's barely eating. She loves you. You handled this badly. When her brother accused me of pressuring her, I replied, I proposed. She said no. 3 times. That's not pressure. He went quiet. Then she showed up at my apartment. Unannounced. I was scared of marriage, she admitted. I didn't want to lose you. So you let me keep proposing? I asked. She nodded. That was it. I offered to buy out my part of the lease. She refused. Tried to trap me financially. So I paid the cost. Walked away anyway. She showed up at my office. Twice. Security escorted her out. HR got involved. She sent me a spreadsheet of things I owed her. I didn't engage. Final update. I moved out. Took the financial hit. Found a small 1-bedroom. Peaceful.
Mine.
Her grandmother apparently shut the whole family down. He proposed 3 times. She said no. That's on her. Even her dad messaged me. You're a good man. You'll find someone who doesn't make you wait. My therapist said something that stuck. You spent 5 years waiting to be chosen while abandoning yourself. That hurt. Because it was true. I'm not angry anymore. Just done. If there's one lesson here, it's this. If someone wants to marry you, they won't keep postponing you. 3 rejections is an answer. I just wish I'd listened sooner. New year. Clean slate. No more waiting for someone else to decide my worth. 3 days after Christmas. I woke up to 32 unread messages. Most were from her. A few from her mom. 1 from her dad. Surprisingly calm. Just asking if I was okay. Her texts bounced between extremes. I can't believe you did that to me. You humiliated me in front of my entire family. I was going to say yes. You ruined everything. Please call me. I love you. This can't be over. I didn't reply. I needed silence more than explanations. Then her mom started a group chat. Me, my ex, 3 aunts, an uncle, and somehow a cousin I barely knew. I think we all need to have a calm, adult discussion about what happened. Her mom wrote, My daughter is devastated. This should have been handled privately. That was rich. I replied once. With respect, your family has publicly questioned my commitment for 5 years. I handled it privately until I couldn't anymore. Her oldest aunt chimed in. We were just looking out for her. You didn't know because she asked me to lie for her. I wrote, I'm done being blamed for something I didn't do. Her mom replied, No one is saying you're the bad guy, but you did embarrass her. The least you could do is apologize. Apologize. I left the group chat and blocked her mom. That's when the flying monkeys arrived. Her best friend. She's a mess. Please just talk to her. Cousin I liked. She's barely eating. Maybe reach out. Her brother, who'd never liked me much. You really did her dirty. She told me everything. That was a mistake on his part. What's her side exactly? I asked. That you ambushed her in front of everyone because she wanted to wait for the right moment. That you pressured her for years. I stared at my phone. I proposed 3 times. She said no 3 times. I stayed. I kept quiet. I paid 60% of the rent. How is that pressure? Silence. I figured she didn't want him seeing the texts. Day 3. She showed up at my apartment. Unannounced. I didn't want to answer, but she started knocking louder. Neighbors exist. I opened the door with the chain on. What do you want? She looked wrecked. Red eyes. Unwashed hair. Same sweater from Christmas. Can I come in?
No.
This is so cold, she said. After 5 years? You said no, I replied. 3 times. She broke down. I was scared. My parents' marriage is a disaster. I didn't want us to become them. Then why didn't you say that? I asked. Why keep telling me soon? I didn't want to lose you. So you let me keep proposing? I said slowly. Until you felt ready? She nodded. That was the moment something snapped into place. You don't get to use me as a placeholder while you figure yourself out. She tried another angle. What about the apartment? The lease? We'd renewed in September. 8 months left. I'll buy out my portion, I said. I can't afford it alone, she whispered. That's not my problem. You're cruel, she said. This isn't the man I loved. The man you loved proposed to you 3 times, I said. Maybe you never really saw him. She cried in the hallway for 10 minutes before a friend picked her up. I felt awful and free. Both can be true. That night, I emailed the landlord and started apartment hunting. 3 weeks later, if the breakup itself was messy, the aftermath was a full-blown demolition. Remember how she said she was going to say yes at New Year's? Turns out that part was actually true. One of her friends reached out. Not angrily this time, more defensive. She had something planned, the message said. She bought a ring. She was going to propose to you at midnight. She wanted to surprise you, prove she was finally ready. You ruined that moment. I stared at my phone for a solid minute. After 3 rejected proposals, her big solution was to propose to me publicly, at a party without ever having a real conversation. The lack of self-awareness was honestly impressive. But things didn't stop there. The family campaign. Her family shifted tactics. No social media blasts, thankfully, but they started working through every mutual connection we had. Her mother called my mother, told her I'd publicly humiliated her daughter and destroyed a 5-year relationship over hurt feelings. My mom listened quietly and then asked one question. Did your daughter reject his marriage proposals? Silence. So it sounds like she destroyed the relationship herself, my mom said, and hung up. She called me immediately after. You proposed 3 times and stayed, she said. You didn't stay too little. You stayed too long. Parents know. The lease war. I'd offered to buy out my portion of the lease. Clean. Fair. Adult. She refused. If you want out so badly, you figure it out, she said. I'm not making this easy. It wasn't about money. It was about leverage. She wanted me to either stay or suffer for leaving. So I did the math. Breaking my portion of the lease would cost about $6,400. Painful, but doable. I contacted the landlord directly. Turns out, I didn't need her signature to surrender my portion of the tenancy. She'd just become fully responsible. When she found out, she lost it. Crossing the line, she showed up at my office during work hours, started yelling in the lobby about how I was abandoning her and ruining her life. Security escorted her out. My boss called me in afterward. Everything okay at home? Breaking up with my girlfriend of 5 years, I said. She doesn't seem to be handling it well, he replied. If this becomes a pattern, we'll need HR involved. Great. Now my job was at risk because she couldn't respect boundaries. A few days later, she tried again, this time through the parking garage. Security recognized her car. She was stopped before entering. I filed an incident report. Didn't push for a restraining order. She wasn't dangerous, just desperate, but I made sure everything was documented. The entitlement spreadsheet. Then came the spreadsheet. An actual spreadsheet. Itemized list of everything she believed I owed her. Furniture she picked out. Kitchenware that was a gift from her parents. Random household items accumulated over 5 years. Total demanded $3.20. I replied with one line. I'll take the couch and TV since I paid for them. You can keep everything else. We're even. Her response. This is so typical. You always were cheap. Cheap. The man who bought 3 engagement rings. Who upgraded the second one. Who paid 60% of the rent because she earned less. I didn't reply. Some arguments don't deserve oxygen. The breaking point. Eventually, the landlord issued an ultimatum. Either we resolve the lease, or he begins eviction proceedings against both of us. That finally did it. She signed the paperwork, but not before sending me a 3-page email. 3 pages about how I'd ruined her life, stolen her future, proven she was right not to marry someone cold and vindictive. 3 pages. Not one sentence of accountability. The family finally stops. After about 2 weeks, the pressure just stopped. I later heard why. Apparently, her grandmother shut it all down. The boy proposed 3 times, she said. She said no 3 times. That's not his fault. That's hers. Stop embarrassing yourselves. Grandma understood the assignment. The final message. After the second office incident, she sent one last text. I hope you're happy. You've turned everyone against me. My family thinks I'm a liar. My friends don't know what to believe. You chose to destroy me instead of handling this quietly. I'll never forgive you. I read it twice. Then I replied with the truth. Plain, calm. Final. I proposed 3 times. You said no 3 times. I kept quiet to protect you. Your family demanded answers and I told the truth. Everything that followed is a consequence of your choices, not mine. I didn't destroy you. Your fear of commitment and refusal to be honest did. Please don't contact me again. Then I blocked her. Everywhere. For real. The almost apology. About a week later, one of her friends reached out. Different tone this time. She started therapy. She knows she messed up. She's not asking you to take her back. She just wants to apologize in person. For closure. I thought about it. Part of me wanted to hear it. Part of me wanted acknowledgement. But I already had my closure. I replied, I wish her well in therapy. I don't need an apology to move forward. I found my closure when I walked out on Christmas. Please respect that. That was the last message from anyone in her world. Where I am now, I found a new apartment. Small 1-bedroom. Nothing fancy. But it's mine. No shared furniture. No ghosts of rejected proposals. No walking on eggshells. Financially, it hurt. Between the lease, deposits, moving costs, I'm down about $4,800. That'll take a few months to rebuild. But you know what doesn't hurt? Waking up without wondering if today is the day she'll finally be ready. Not being interrogated by her family. Not being the villain in a story I didn't write. I started therapy too. My therapist said something that hit harder than anything else. You spent 5 years waiting for someone to choose you while actively abandoning yourself. Self-abandonment. Every time I proposed again after a rejection. Every time I stayed quiet to protect her image. Every time I accepted being a maybe. I abandoned myself. I'm not angry at her anymore. She was scared. She handled it badly. But fear doesn't justify 5 years of limbo. Fear doesn't excuse letting someone else take the blame for your indecision. She made her choices. I finally made mine. The last word. Her dad messaged me once more. Short. Simple. For what it's worth, I think you handled an impossible situation better than most would have. You're a good man. You'll find someone who doesn't make you wait. I didn't respond, but I appreciated it. So that's it. 5-year relationship. 3 proposals. 1 public ending. And finally, peace. If you take anything from this, let it be this. Someone who wants to be with you won't keep postponing you. Promises of someday mean nothing without action. If you're always the one proposing and they're always the one delaying, that is your answer. Trust it. I wish I had sooner.